Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Sweeney Dog. This is GSA's Showcase Sundays. We are running today a all-trophy races race between Obiyo and MrsGizamaluke. Joined with me, co-commentating here is Praxity.
What up?
So we're going to do a little pre-interview here. Feel free to jump in at any time with any questions you might have, Prac. So how are you guys feeling today?
Well, I'm a little tired. I took a power nap like 30 minutes before, so hopefully that's not going to affect me too much.
Giaz just messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I'm tired. I need to power nap and stuff." Like, it's not really a good time to do that, but so I guess it gives me a bit of an advantage. But I haven't played. I mean, I played a lot today, but I took like a 3-day break, so we'll see how it goes. But I should be able to beat Giaz.
Oh, confident. Okay.
We'll see. He hasn't beaten me on console a single time yet, so we'll
We
see.
don't race that much, though. To be fair.
And
well,
an
I mean, it's like
interesting
15 races.
An interesting side comment to that. In terms of DKR categories, I think Giz, this is your favorite. Is that correct?
Usually, it depends on my mood, but I like this category because it's easy to go to, and it's like fast resets, only speed, no cuts and skips, or there's like no RNG stuff, just racing. It's fun.
What are your thoughts on that, Obiyo?
I mean, it's true that it's good because obviously it's pure gameplay. There's very little RNG, beside the AI trolling you sometime. But I personally like 100% more, just because you get to do the bosses and the mini games and stuff. And at times it can be less fun because you see there's a lot of RNG in that category. But I just like it more. But ATR is cool too.
Awesome. So, are you guys playing with music on today?
No, actually.
Okay, that makes a big difference for this category, especially on the highly competitive level that these two runners are at. Though the DKR soundtrack is awesome, ATR is a short category.
Yeah, initially we discussed playing with music, and we both played a little, and then both played without music and did some attempts, and then both were like, we should probably play without music because that's what we're used to with this category. So
yeah, we just want to give the best gameplay possible to showcase.
Yeah.
So
the fastest time.
This should be a really, really good race. These are the two top of the top runners for this game. So pretty excited to watch.
Yeah, my game plan is to play better than Obiyo. No, but I think it's really important for me. Like, I really need to get ahead early, I feel, because my stronger sides are usually early on. Obiyo is stronger late game. So I kind of feel like before Future Funland, I need at least a 10-15 seconds to feel a little safer. But it's obviously difficult. But
yeah, that's a very interesting dynamic that we have. Like, we're good at very different part of the run, so I'm always pretty much playing catch up until the end. So it's on mute. So it's a lot of pressure on Giz to not screw up, but also a lot of pressure on me to perform and actually save the time that it should be saving. So it always gets pretty intense near the end.
Yeah.
So just for some of our viewers who may not be entirely familiar with DKR or even just with this category, there's multiple ways that people usually run this, usually from Dino Domain, which is the first world, all the way down to Future Funland. But for people looking for PBs or better times, they'll often start with Future Funland, and they'll make their way up to Dino Domain from the bottom of the list to the top. What are you guys running today?
We're gonna do Dino first, just to start with the the usual order that you would do it in a adventure mode. So
yeah, and it's pretty nice to, like, for us as well as runners, to start with the slightly easier stuff. When it's a marathon run, get into it a little more. Don't start out with like Future Funland where you can lose like 15 seconds immediately on Space Sally or something.
Yeah, because I think nerves. So if we start with Future Funland, we would have to do Space Sadie first, which is the hardest track in the game. And doing that when you're nervous is it's not fun. So it's pretty good that we start with the other stuff just to get warmed up, and when we get there, hopefully we get the good one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure. Hopefully my hands aren't too cold. I'm trying to. I'm sitting on my hands right now, so Sweden has gotten cold again. So
Already.
yeah, it's like a 10, like overnight it was like a 10 degrees Celsius drop in temperature, and it's been about like that for like a week now. So now it's like 15 degrees or something outside.
So on that same note, do you guys want to talk a little bit about where you're from and some of the DKR communities, you know, like where they are?
Obiyo can start.
Okay. Well, I'm from Canada, Quebec. I've been running this for like 5 years. And there's actually a lot of the community that are from Canada. I would say most of the runners are, which is interesting. Because in most game, it's usually a lot of US runners and stuff like that. But for some reason, Canada just seems to like DKR. So there's just a lot of player. And yeah, there's also a lot of European, like Giz, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Sweden. We have a few good DKR runners here in Sweden. Like in ATR, it's me and Habbe, and Habbe has I think he's like 11th or something on the ATR leaderboard. And we have ExordObiyo, of course, who actually lives less than an hour away from me. Him and I are the only Swedish players with world records in time trials. So, yeah.
Yeah, one interesting thing to know about DKR is that the two country with the most, I don't know if it's true anymore, but the two biggest ranked countries in speedrunning for this game are usually Sweden and Canada.
Yep.
And then there's a German guy by the name of Nordic Boa that also like is taking a bunch of time trial record right now.
Yeah, the time trial champion.
Usually it's Canada and Sweden just dominating the game.
Yep.
Fun, interesting. I love Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, shout outs to Nordic Boa in chat. Did you have any other questions, Prak?
I guess it's a reminder for viewers that this is a best of 3, so whatever goes, goes. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully I don't get too old.
I hope you will, but
there's a lot of really interesting things in this run alone. Even though it's so short, both these guys will probably finish up around the 24-minute mark, so it's relatively short, which makes it great for best of 3s. What are some of the bigger spots in the run that might be big determiners?
Windmill Plains, generally, because it has the hardest clip in the game. You lose about 20 seconds by missing it, and if you miss it on the second lap again, it's an additional 20. So yeah, because I feel like Hot Volcano, even if you fail Hot Volcano a little bit, it's more like a 5-second time loss or 7, and easy to back up. Spaceport Alpha is enormous to lose, but yeah, it's really uncommon that we miss Spaceport Alpha. So
I mean, I use a strat that is risky, so I might, but we'll see how far ahead or behind I am. Sometimes I don't go for it.
Awesome. Well, this should be a really exciting race. It sounds like we're going to get started here. Good luck to both of you. Should be fun.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. So we're leaving the call here.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
All right.
So this should be fun. Looks like we're counting down pretty quick here, too. Starting in all trophy race from Dino, from the very first trophy race, and working our way down the list through all the worlds. can be pretty interesting because a lot of the big tricks don't come until very late in the run. So you'll get a good chance to see side by side who's ahead. And we're getting started.
All right, Ancient Lake, the first track. Should be pretty easy. Obiyo is in 8th place.
Obiyo starting out in 8th place there. So when you go into tracks mode, which is what this category is run in, you are automatically put in 8th place. So usually you either have to win a race or go into time trials to put yourself into first, which Giz did, Obiyo did not, but it shouldn't make too big of a difference.
So far, pretty standard. They both got the same second lap. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say.
But yeah, pretty regular times, 35 and 36. That's really average.
Yeah, for these guys, that's pretty average. They are both really, really amazing runners. Very, very good mechanically.
This is Fossil Canyon. This is where we'll see possibly where one will get ahead or behind.
There's a really exciting trick coming up right here called Canyonless. Play on the SM64 Canyonless trick. And you'll see they do this crazy drift in the tunnel to grab a blue balloon and then drift all the way to the other side and hit the zipper and fling themselves into the canyon and hopefully grab the other balloon as well.
So Giz was able to do it, and Obiyo unfortunately missed the blue balloon, but it does lose a few seconds, not too much time.
Pretty good second lap there for Giz. Awesome
Yeah,
for Obiyo. Oh, even better one for Obiyo.
18. That's very good.
The terrain in this game can be very unforgiving. Ooh, that's a sharp miss for Giz there.
Uh-oh.
And they are going to end almost frame perfect.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow, so it's tied up.
Jungle Falls coming up next year. This is a very technical track. Oftentimes, the people that can get the best times on here, it's a really good show of how good you are mechanically at the game. There's a lot of things in DKR that can help you go faster and keep you from going faster. And not all of them are very obvious, but this track really shows off how well you know those mechanics.
It's all the small things that matter in this track.
So a harsh bonk like that is pretty detrimental in Jungle Falls. Normally the laps are pretty consistent here since so many runners practice this, but there'll be a small 2-second time difference going into Hop Top here.
This is Hop Top Volcano. This is our first out of bounds. And we'll see what the runners opt to do. Both runners are opting to do the fast route.
Ooh, and Giz misses it.
Oh.
But Obiyo gets it, so this could be very, very interesting. All right, Giz got the backup. Awesome. So they both do a much, much faster strat than is usually seen. Typically, you go out of bounds right away without grabbing any bananas, just using a blue balloon. They boost into the lava and barrel roll, and that sends them right through. But both of them opt to grab some bananas. Correct? You want to explain how bananas work?
So bananas in this game work, I guess, by the number you have, and when you have 10 bananas, that increases your speed and it goes to your top speed. In this track specifically, in Hot Top Volcano, if you were to go out of bounds immediately, you would have 0 bananas. But if you opt to take bananas and hit the zipper in the track or use the blue balloon like Giz did, you can get up to 3 to 5 bananas, which is times to be faster than going out of bounds early on. At first, a lot of us only went out of bounds at the beginning of the track, and then we found that collecting the bananas and going out of bounds was faster.
Yeah, it definitely saves a couple seconds. So we're in our first hover car track now. This is one of the more unique things about DKR is the 3 different vehicles that you get to race in, and all of them behave differently in terms of trying to go fast. So hover car, you'll see them do this. On this track, it's kind of subtle since there's so much boosting, but they're going to snake back and forth, and that actually makes them go a lot faster.
Obiyo is having a really good wheel bay.
Yeah, this is crazy. Ugh. And that last blue balloon there can be really hard to grab. It's pretty tricky. Giz has his backup here, and he's going to finish with a 49.
48 for it. Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. So there's only 3 hover car tracks in the All Trophy Races run, and we're seeing the second one right away here, Pirate Lagoon. A lot of people say this track really teaches you how to turn in hovercraft, because it's, again, all the vehicles are very different from each other. And it's important that you know how to cut sharp corners, like you just saw Obiyo go around there. Giz is going to go around it in a second too. And it also teaches you a lot about how to boost in hover, since it doesn't last nearly as long as it would in plane or in car. So it's pretty complicated. Oof, crunch really getting in the way for Giz. It's one of the interesting things about alt trophy races, and there's always AI in the way. And unlike other racing games like Mario Kart, the AI does not rubber band. So if you get lap times down very consistently, those AI will always be in the same place. But they're not always going to do the same thing, and sometimes they'll really slow you down. Fish asks, what do you think the chances of 23 is in this race? I'd say pretty likely. Both runners are playing without music. This is a very laggy game. And generally speaking, I think the DKR community kind of embraces the lag. We don't allow emulator, which is much, much faster than console. So both runners are playing on console. And we actually turn the music off in order to play ATR, since it improves your track times so much and allows for much faster boosts. It is a shame, though. The DKR soundtrack is amazing.
So 107, that's good. Giz with the 105, that's really good.
Extremely good. These guys are neck and neck.
This Treasure Caves is a very track with a very common time loss among runners. There's one little mistake, you can lose a lot of time.
So Obiyo gets it. Giz misses it.
But Obiyo also misses the last zipper, so it's kind of even.
Yeah. This blue balloon on this track, on Treasure Caves here, is really hard to kind of pin down where the right place to use it is. And most runners you'll see will use it in the cave like that and try to chain it together with the boost that's in the center of the cave. But the terrain, again, is really, really unforgiving and will typically not allow you to actually stay on the ground long enough to hit the zipper, or it'll just fling you into the water, either one.
There's a very common time loss among top runners where their golds are usually 38s or 37s, and then one mistake and they've already lost 4 or 5 seconds off their summer best. Zarafrost Peak, this is a very unique track, as runners, after they hit the first zipper, they most likely will not be hitting the A button after. So we'll see how they do.
That's one of my favorite commentary things for this game, is the fact that if you play Everfrost Peak optimally, you don't have to press the A button, which is crazy for a racing game where how you go forward is the A button. And it really kind of shows off the evolution of like some of the mechanic developments over the course of time. Giz has told me before, plane has really, really gotten crazy. It's so mechanical, and barrel rolls are very hard to get precise, but you'll see they can fit 3 of them in here to grab those blue balloons. Really crazy. Very fast-paced.
Wow, the 59.99. Oh, that's really good.
Giz following up with a 1 minute. So Walrus Cove, this is one of my favorite tracks. Can also be very unforgiving when it comes to terrain. Car kind of doesn't seem to understand how hills work, and coming up here, you'll see Obiyo entering into this cavern, and he's going to come out into this canyon here and boosting one balloon into that one and following through with the second one onto that portion of terrain doesn't always work out. And hopefully we won't see any runners hit the ice and go bouncing away.
Some runners opt to use the blue balloon before the train, and some runners opt to use it before the zipper. I prefer to use it over the zipper, but it's just preference. I think one or the other saves time. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I know that the one Obiyo is doing where he boosts over the hill, it is faster. Ooh, yep, there goes a ice bounce, of course. Yeah, that's not the best, but it's super hard to control. And I think the way Giz does it, where he boosts into the zipper, can be more consistent, but it can also be a disaster. So either way, things get interesting. And for Dr. J Bananas, yes, typically speaking, using 2 single boosts is faster than 1 double. When you stack balloons in this game, like blues and stuff, it doesn't actually increase your speed. It just increases your speed for a longer amount of time. So it'll bring you up to that top speed.
Snowball Valley is another short track where one thing could lose you a lot of time, as happened to Obiyo.
Yep. Another. Snow is often regarded by a lot of runners of this game to be one of the harder worlds to get through unscathed. Pretty much every track is really unpredictable, and the terrain is not friendly.
It is also in the middle of the run, and whichever direction you decide to take all trophy races, so it's very difficult to be consistent. Giz with a pretty good time, Obiyo with a not so good time.
Yeah, he's probably not too happy about that. Snowball Valley is pretty unforgiving. Frosty Village can be as well. This is a exceptionally laggy track, even with the music off. That snow effect they put over the entire outside is very detrimental to certainly the amount of frames your game's running at, and whether or not the game just decides to eat your inputs.
Mm-hmm.
So Obiyo's got a little bit of ground to make up here, but there's a couple tracks coming up where he's almost definitely going to be able to do it, especially if Giz has one unfortunate mistake. It's just bonking in this game, hitting walls, hitting random spike balls or oil spills that the AI lets down. Very detrimental, loses a lot of time, which is not great.
Obiyo hits the red balloon. But both with a pretty good thrust, or both of them good,
yeah.
Good Frosty Village.
Both 14 bananas. Almost frame for frame again, going into the second to last world.
Dragon Forest.
Dragon Forest. This is going to contain the what may be a round decider. One of the hardest out-of-bounds tricks in the game, as Giz mentioned earlier during the pre-interview, that can lose you 20 seconds if you miss it. But first, we have our last hovercar track, Boulder Canyon.
This track is very interesting because you use a lot of the track to get yourself ahead there, like at the beginning that Obiyo did.
Interesting thing about hovercar, bonking into walls, unless you're doing it head-on, typically doesn't actually lose you any speed. If you hit walls in the car, you kind of almost come to an immediate stop. But in hovercar, you just bounce off of it and keep going. You'll see when they go into that turn there, right after the finish line, they actually purposely smash into the side of the wall, and it actually helps them make that turn and fling them onto the drawbridge.
Good lap, I guess.
Very good lap.
Yeah, at this point in the race, it gets really laggy with all the AI around there, so getting all 3 of the balloons and knocking yourself into the train isn't as, Or is much more difficult.
Sometimes it does seem like 113. It's a very good time. It seems like it's almost like an exponential time loss. If we have one bad lap, the AI is going to be in a different position when you come around for the next lap, and that can cause lag, which can cause you to have a bad boost, cause you to mess up a turn because your input got eaten by the lag or something. It's really interesting.
So it's very important to stay consistent with your tracks so that the AI are in the same places.
So this is Greenwood Village. There's only one blue balloon on the entire track, which makes this pretty technical in terms of making sure you're cutting corners and getting optimal boosts. The S-turn we just saw Giz go through can be pretty tough. And that's oftentimes where I think the most bonks happen. Like Obiyo. Yeah. Ugh. Commentators curse. That's actually a very good question, Tobe 3000. And it's funny too, because turning off music in this game isn't like a checkbox. It's like a slider. Like you can turn the volume down if you want. All right, Giz entering Windmill Plains. This is actually one of my favorite starts to a track. Is kind of trying to grab these 4 bananas at the beginning here while using that blue balloon. So Giz has
opting
6.
to do the 3 balloon strat, I believe.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
And Giz is going to do the other one.
Giz misses it. That's pretty harsh. We'll see if Obiyo can get it here.
He does say that the 3 balloon strat is very consistent to him. And he gets it.
Obiyo gets it. All right.
Ooh, he almost went back on that.
So it can be pretty frustrating. This track has 2 sides to it. The first side is getting the extremely difficult out of bounds clip. The second part is actually navigating some of the checkpoints while you're out of bounds. The entire center of the track is covered in water, and if you touch the water, it's going to make you fling upwards back inside. So you have to try and get on top of it while you're out of it. While having some good...
Sorry, the track is very closely knitted, so like in the middle of the track, like where the finish line is, you can easily go in bounds.
So Giz missing it twice here. This is some pretty hefty time loss. You can see Obiyo has just finished up, and he's going to go right into Haunted Woods. Bonking in the tree. That's... oh, man. And we get a backflip for style points. It's a 10 from the judges. So, Haunted Woods is another interesting track that Obiyo's on right now. It's funny. A lot of the shorter car tracks are... They always have the hardest tricks and the most inconsistent ones. You can see he kind of smacks into the wall there. Trying to brake and make that corner is pretty difficult, and sometimes can be based on how much lag there is. Like this last lap here, the AI almost always... Ooh, it gets it. Awesome.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. That third lap there with all the AI in the way, that's very tricky to get. 45. Very good time.
Really good. Yeah.
For sure.
Giz finishing up Haunted Woods.
So Obiyo's going to start on Future Funland now, and he's going into Space Dust Alley. Now this is I think by and large thought of to be the hardest track in the game. There's a lot of spots to bonk. Yeah, that hurts. You can see him. He misses that one too. This is very tough. There's a lot of very tight barrel rolls you have to make. The bananas are always in kind of weird places. Okay, he gets the last blue. These 2 blue balloons. Damn. This is very unforgiving. This is the pretty typical space dust.
This is why a lot of top runners start with this and go backwards, because this track is just extremely reset heavy. Like one bonk and you lose so much time. It's very unforgiving.
And plus, just to add insult to injury, the entire thing's done in plane, where if you do collide with anything head on, you pretty much lose 5 seconds, which is a lot in this short of a run.
Wow, I'm missing that balloon on every lap. Giz, oh gosh. Giz not doing so hot either in here.
Not a kind track.
119.
It feels. At least he's not 120. That's typically how race times go, I think. So, as was talked about in the pre-interview, Obiyo has, I think he has the world record time for Dark Moon, and as well as Space Dust. Ouch. But this is kind of his bread and butter. He is very, very skilled at some of these last couple tracks.
Yep, as Giz pointed in the interview, he was hoping to get ahead of Obiyo before this because he knows Obiyo is way more consistent and better than him at these 2 tracks. So we'll see.
Yeah, this is another really good example of a track where the terrain just kind of eats the car alive. It really doesn't seem to make sense sometimes. How it treats you. Like this big turn that Giz is currently doing can be really hard to get right.
It is also like Water Skull where you use the blue balloon into a blue balloon, so and navigating that loop train without hitting any other balloons is very difficult. Yes, as Nordic mentioned, Obiyo has all of the world records in Space Sally, Dark Moon Caverns, and the next track, Star City. So he only has Spaceport Alpha left to be the FFL champion.
I think Obiyo just went for the...
Obiyo went for loop skip, but yes.
So you can actually clip out of the loop there and go out of bounds, and it actually brings you straight to the finish line. I think it saves a second. Yeah. That's a fun one. Star City is another very technical track. You see Obiyo's going right into these 90-degree turns here. I don't know what the devs were thinking on this one. This is, if you know how to drift, you can get through some of these corners pretty easily. But even so, sometimes things don't work out, and you can bonk directly into one of the corners.
Giz finishing up Dark Moon with a 133, I believe, so that's really good.
Yeah, that is awesome. Now, I think both runners here will be going for that extra balloon we've been seeing Obiyo grab, which can be, the hitbox on it is a little weird. That's one of the really fun things about DKR. Sometimes you're going so fast that you clip directly through balloons you mean to grab, which is
I found that a very common occurrence on Spaces Alley.
Oh, yes.
It's, it really grinds your gears.
It really does. A 1:11 for Obiyo.
That's really good. That's a really good
Extremely
time.
good time.
So Obiyo heading into the last track, Spaceport Alpha. This is the last out of bounds in the game, and this out of bounds is also only available on the Japanese version. So
yeah, that's typically the only reason you'll see people playing on the Japanese version of Diddy Kong Racing. There is one other trick in the game that using the Japanese version can kind of make sure that you'll get the trick.
Yeah. So Obiyo gets out of bounds and gives with the 112 spaces. That's really good.
That's very good times, both of them. Yeah, fish. All right, Obiyo finishing up here. Finish! 24-20. Giz gets the out of bounds as well. Awesome.
Obiyo finishes with a 24-28. That crushes all of our PBs in a race.
Yeah.
Is not too far behind.
So this is a pretty good showcase for how unforgiving Windmill Plains can be. It is a very hard trick, and it
24:57.
Still in 24.
Yeah, sub 25. That's really good. I hope people would take those in a race.
No doubt. So Obiyo takes the first race. I think we'll be starting again here shortly.
Very good, very good.
Yep, both 24. That is... I think in order to get into the top 10 for this category, you do need to have a 24. So that's still, to get that in a race is very, very good.
Guys have really come that far. Wow. I remember like back in the day getting sub 25 was like the thing. Now it's like everyone just has sub 25. Good race. It does show that Windmill Plains is very unforgiving, as it happened to Giz, but Giz still managed to get a sub 25 although missing the out of bounds. So that's very good.
Yeah, that makes it very apparent. Giz has the world record for this category as of right now, and he is actually under 24 minutes, and he is the only person to have under 24 minutes. So it really shows how he can still get sub 25 even without Windmill Plains on his side.
Yeah, it's very good. Next race will be starting soon. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Patty for a while. That was like back in 2016, that was my goal, was to bop Patty when he had his 2657, and I bopped it, and I was like so proud of myself. And then now I push myself way further.
That's definitely one of the positive attributes about Diddy Kong Racing. Things just keep getting faster. The skill ceiling for this game is essentially limitless, which is super cool. Giz missing a zipper there.
Missing the zipper.
Yeah, I think he had a weird drifting.
Yeah.
Car was not kind to him once again. On that same note about the skill ceiling, one of the more frustrating things about this game is sometimes it's so laggy that you will lose boost and lose speed to the lag. And so one of the ways people try to get top times in this game is by trying to get these zippers that they're driving over laglessly. You see Giz actually got a very good zipper there, and he's actually going to skip it and go straight for the pond jump while Obiyo goes for more bananas. A lot of that can be determined on... ooh, great canvas for Obiyo.
Oh, yeah.
That finish line post. Man. Of all the things. Oftentimes... Yeah, very good lap times. The less I eye that around, I find it's easier to get zippers laglessly. But even then, it's just... It's not kind.
It is still very difficult.
So even if you were playing perfectly, it's still kind of up to the game to decide whether or not you can tie your PB or even beat your PB.
This track especially, where to get a top time, you really need to...
Sub 1 for Obiyo. Really good time.
Lagless zippers, yes, sub 1. That was also a time that everyone strives for in Fossil Canyon, is to get a sub 1.
Harsh bonk there for Obiyo.
Like we said earlier, Jungle Falls is I kind of say it's a very cookie cutter track where everything is just like the turns and everything are very similar. So if you bonk, it's like, it's harsh.
Yeah.
sub 12 second laps. Very good. Giz not too far
Ooh.
behind. Oh, Bio.
Ouch. Yeah, that's
Yeah. That last turn can be very unforgiving.
and Giz going for the safe strat here, getting out of
Yes.
bounds right away. Not
Wow.
wanting to miss that again.
Bio opting for the fast strat as usual. Yep. Oh yeah, so Giz also missed Hot Top Volcano in his PB and he still got sub 25. That's very...
Forgot already. Good lord.
But Giz opting to do the, I guess, OG strat of going out of bounds immediately.
It doesn't lose too much time. Essentially, as you can see, this out of bounds is kind of just a U shape. You just kind of go back and forth. But part of doing that quickly is making sure that you can actually hit the checkpoints and just kind of nick them. The faster you make that turn, the faster your time's going to be. And it looks like we're going to be almost dead even here. Out of
Getting into
dyno.
sure bit, yeah. Pretty standard dynos from both runners. Very good.
Back to Whale Bay again. One of the most frustrating things about this track is the start of it, when
Yep,
the AI just decides to get in your way today.
It's so frustrating.
And ooh, missing the bananas up there. It's hard to hover. What makes hovercraft so interesting is you want to be snaking as often as you can, but part of that also makes turning really difficult because, well, trying to get around that little mast on the ship up there and also grab the bananas while doing that snaking motion can be not reliable. $47 for Giz, 54 Obiyo.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Back to Pirate Lagoon. This is one of those tracks where getting a zipper laglessly can save
So much time.
really crazy amount of time when they fling themselves into the tunnel here by boosting into that zipper. Sometimes you will get it perfectly laglessly, and the speed that you go is really crazy. There's other parts to getting zippers laglessly as well. In both plane and hover car, if you are not completely lined up, like perfectly straight with the zipper when you go through it, the zipper will actually stop your entire forward motion and redirect you in the direction you're supposed to be going.
It's just so that like you're going in the right direction, as if like, I don't know, if you were like going backwards and you hit the zipper, it would fix your direction and make sure you're going in the right way. And that's what it does. If you hit it at a different angle, even though you're in the right direction, it fixes it, and it's very slow.
Indeed. Both of them got a 52 there. Very good times. Crescent Island does not have a single blue balloon on it. All of it is turning and making sure you try to get 10 bananas as fast as you can, as early as you can in the race. Bananas increase your top speed, and up to 10, that's the max. Ooh, almost falling into the water there for Giz.
While bonking on the turn. Very common to me. Bonking there. It's so annoying.
I believe it was Blue Sox who described that turn as the final boss of this track. Very
Crescent Island is
accurate.
also a very fast track, I say, in that a lot of the zippers are lagless and you just go flying across the map and you really have to control yourself.
Yeah, you'll see them kind of like really just send themselves off the cliff and onto the plank there, onto the big ship. And that's really crazy.
As you can see, that happened to Obiyo. He flew across and got shot by the AI, so let's see.
So 112 there for Obiyo. Probably not what he's looking for, but he has he always has treasure caves on his side.
Obiyo is I think he's still the world record holder for treasure caves, so
I believe so.
we'll see. Giz, good first lap.
Giz is 2 for 2 so far. This is looking great.
Yeah. Doing well. 12. That's really good. Wow. Oh, Obiyo misses it.
3 for 3. Wow, this is a very good time for Giz. Awesome.
Yes, I think it's going to be at 37. Yeah. 37. That's very good.
So that should give him a pretty significant lead over here. Looks like Obiyo missed his blue balloon on his third lap.
A 41 for Obiyo.
And back into Everfrost Peak. This is a pretty controversial track in the community. A lot of people like it, some people don't. And most of that is because it's pretty unforgiving.
There is a lot of backups to it, so it's not too bad, but at the same time, yeah, you're right, it's very unforgiving.
A lot of it comes down to bananas in plane. They're very, very important. They can bring your speed up so much, and the amount of acceleration you get from even just having 2 or 3 bananas is a lot in comparison to absolutely no bananas. Both of them have 3 right now, but if you do happen to bonk or mess up and you do have to push the A button, that can be a lot of time lost just from one tiny little mistake.
Good, with a 101, that's good. Obiyo doing well too. Oh, misses a zipper.
That's a tough one to grab.
Yeah, it's a very difficult zipper.
Oh, and that last wall there.
Oh,
Not treating him nicely.
104.
What's cool about this game too is it's very apparent who's playing just by watching their gameplay. Even at the top level, there's so many different strategies for every single track in the game. You know, you can just watch Obiyo or just watch Giz and be able to tell who's who simply by some of the strats that they're doing. One of the more famous ones in the community is the Haba jump here on Walrus Cove, and when they use one balloon to boost into the second one in that little canyon, you can actually send yourself flying off of one of the hills on the left side. And hopefully one of them does it by accident. That's the only time I ever get it is by accident, but it's pretty fun to watch.
It's also very difficult because there's a red balloon there on the ramp, so if you were to get it, sometimes you can hit it and it just messes up all your momentum.
Yeah, you lose that second blue balloon that most people will use on this boost here at the end. 120 for Giz. That's a great time.
Yeah.
Can't really be too mad about that. Bumper getting in Obiyo's way. That is the most frustrating thing. And a 122.
Still very good.
Snowball Valley being Snowball Valley.
Nothing new. The train in Snowball Valley is also very...
Oh.
Oh. Kiss.
Very
Oh,
clean valley there for Obiyo.
Yeah,
Crazy too, at the finish line. Oh.
Oh, okay. He didn't get too cocked by the snowball. Just a little poke.
Giz finishes the 45. And a 41 for Obiyo.
Yeah, good.
On to Frosty Village. Another fun strategy that you might see some runners do here is that first blue balloon at the finish line, people will grab that and boost themselves into the first zip around the track. Send themselves flying like you just saw Giz do. That's a really YOLO strat.
Some runners, like Obiyo, I believe he does it with, he holds onto the blue balloon until he lands and then uses it. So it's I guess preference.
pretty infamous track for spike balls. Usually on the second lap, like you see Obiyo going through here, you might see a couple of them. Typically, the only way to combat that is to make sure you grab yourself a shield right as you're entering the woods.
Bio with a bonk. Uh-oh. Gets finishing up Frosty Village. I think it was a good time.
So Giz has a pretty nice lead going into Dragon Forest here, and he has some, I think, a little bit more of an advantage on some of these tracks than Obiyo. So we might see a little bit more of a lead, but there's always Momo Plains. It's not the most kind level as we saw in the last run, so see how things develop.
18 seconds ahead. Wow.
Lap 2.
Boulder Canyon is an awesome track to watch. This jump that Giz is doing right now, I don't know how he gets it so high every single time, but he goes so far with it, and it's it's a really cool trick.
Oh,
wow.
That's,
I've never seen that before.
I've had that happen before. I've done that to myself.
The logs on this track, running into them is terrifying. Bumper once again in Giz's way. If you do see a runner run into one, that usually just kind of stops you dead in your tracks, which is not a happy thing.
116 for a while. I think they both got 116s.
I think so.
Greenwood next. Probably my favorite car track.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's grown on me, but this blue balloon in the tunnel here is not my best friend.
Yeah, it's something to get used to for sure.
Oh, spike
Greenwood
ball.
is also known for its very bad placement of spike balls, where even you won't be able to get a shield to protect yourself, so you're just like hoping and praying it doesn't get in your way.
Still coming into the S turn here on a pretty good pace.
Gets his bananas back. 110. Yeah, that's pretty good. Bio missing the blue balloon. Uh-oh.
Might give him the same track time. We'll see here. He's still on great pace coming into the S turn.
I have no bonks. 109, even better.
All right.
Giz about to do the out of bounds. Doing this single balloon. Let's see. See if he gets it this time.
And gets it. Obiyo going again for the 3 balloon strategy. Ugh, I don't like those barrel rolls.
Oh, too far to the left.
Yep.
So there's like a specific corner where you use that boost into and barrel roll at the same time. And that's where you usually hit it, but Obiyo was way far to the left and missed.
Looks like he's going for 3 balloon again. Oh, maybe not.
I think he's going for a single balloon just to finish it out.
Haunted Woods.
Oh,
Shucks.
just traded ways, you know. First race, Giz misses the out of bounds on both laps, and now Bio misses it on both laps.
Giz is like, here, take my Wimo Plains. I don't want it. That corner there makes no sense. That's a great example of how weird the terrain is in this game. Like, there's no visible part of the wall that we saw him hit, but his wing just caught some random pixel and decided, hey, you get to stop dead in your tracks. Lit Simple Bits. This is a best of 3.
Obiyo is in the lead with 1. Gives with the 47. Yeah, 47 on wins is very good. Obiyo just starting on wins. Yeah, this is all Trevor Race's Fuzzy.
So now we get to see how Giz takes on Base Dust here. Last time we saw Obiyo have a little bit of trouble with it. But if things are in your favor, you should be in good shape.
This is the zipper.
Ooh.
Good backup. It's actually it's one of those things that you have to like plan immediately if you miss a zipper, is to use
Like a frame later.
Yeah. It's very, I don't know how people do it sometimes. It's very like confused. While finishing up on it blitz.
There's the double. Passes on that second barrel roll. Can't blame him.
Yeah, maybe felt like he was gonna box, so didn't take it.
It's interesting too because for the first part of this track, you actually only have about 4 bananas. So your second time around, when you have 10, you're actually going so much faster. It's really hard to keep control of your plane.
A lot of plane 2 is trying not to like hit the ground or anything, because that also loses your speed. So especially in this track, like trying not to hit the ground when picking up balloons or zippers is very difficult. Obiyo picks up the green balloon.
3 barrel rolls though.
Yeah, it's still good on the second lap as well.
Yeah. The other thing that's really strange about the plane is that sometimes if you get too close to the ground for too long, your landing gear will actually come out and it'll kind of glue you to the ground for a second. And it's really hard to break free of that. So every once in a while, you will just run into a wall because the landing gear decided to come out today. All right, 115.
Pretty average. I would take that on a run.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's had a 116.
Same, do whatever, same. Hover it's a terrible vehicle.
I really like it on the 3 tracks that I use it on.
It's still a terrible vehicle. I stand by my point. Dark Moon Runs is also the longest track in the game. As you can see, Giz is probably going to finish with like a 135 or 136.
He's on very good pace here on the last two loops. Ugh.
Bonks.
Cursed it. Oops.
136. Yeah, that's very good.
Star City.
Obiyo's on very good pace too.
Ooh, yep. Let's see what this lap is. Oh, and hits the spike ball. 31. That's still very good.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, it looked to be a 30-second lap, but hit the spike ball.
He is on Star City. This is a good example of a track where getting a lot of the zippers laglessly is super important for good times, which is still really hard to do, and it's actually very hard to see if a runner actually does manage to get them with no lag. a lot of the times the boosts actually look the same, but the distance that you're being boosted is much farther.
I don't really notice it much except on the first zipper, but yeah, the first zipper definitely is where you'll see if you get a lagless zipper or just a lagged zipper. Okay, so the 114, very good.
Awesome.
Spaceport Alpha.
And again, our last out of bounds clip coming up here.
Giz gets it, very good.
Awesome. It's always pretty dramatic in these races when somebody ties things up by missing that clip at the very end. That is truly nerve-wracking. 114 as well.
Clock. Yeah.
Clock indeed.
This clock is our best friend.
Most of the time. All right. 24:15.
Yeah.
24:09. Wow, it's way
9,
off.
yeah.
Awesome.
Very good
That's
time.
a great time.
And that almost beats Obiyo's PB actually. I think Obiyo has like a 24:06.
I believe so.
Yeah, so it's very close. Obiyo going as fast as he can.
Wrong way.
Oh,
A wrong way.
So in out-of-bounds tracks, there are triggers in each track or each point, and you have to hit them so the game doesn't think that you're going the wrong way. In Spaceport Alpha, it's in like a kind of like a right angle triangle kind of formation, and yeah, you have to hit all of them. 25:15.
Once again, Wimmo Plains claiming another victim.
Only one more race to see who it claims next.
Yep, once again, this is a best of 3, so we are currently tied, going for the tiebreaker round here.
1-1.
Both players miss up Wimmo Plains' next race. Not uncommon.
That would be very interesting to see.
Or if they both nail it.
Ooh, that would be good to see too. We'll see. We'll see. Looks like things are getting ready.
Jumping right into the third one. Awesome. So what if they tie race 3? Well, Nordic, you're just going to have to run all mini-games to decide.
Yeah, that'll be the tiebreaker. All mini games. We'll see how it goes.
Rock, paper, scissors. The ultimate decider. Your solution. DKR is a very, very fun game to learn. There's nowhere to go but up.
Yep.
And we're off. Almost frame for frame.
Yep. Almost same each links. Giz a little bit faster. Monk ass.
Ooh, and a double boost for Giz. That's very hard to pull off.
Usually you get those on the first lap, but getting them on the second or third lap is
Ooh,
more interesting. Frame for frame, 35:76 on the dot.
very nice.
Let's see how this goes.
Exciting match here. Giz going right for the pond jump again.
Yeah, got a good boost.
Obiyo taking more bananas, which can be a super beneficial thing. Typically speaking, when you do go for the 4 bananas that Obiyo went for, if you do run into a little bit of problems, oof,
Obiyo missing the leg zipper.
that stinks. You will have a much easier time recovering with more bananas like Obiyo has, since you'll have faster acceleration and a higher top speed. What is coming up later in the day? I'm sure there's a schedule here.
Jungle Falls.
Let me see some clocks. Yeah, this game is very strange. Even if you are playing at your very, very best, sometimes you just clip through balloons, clip through bananas. For some reason, you almost never clip through spike balls. Ugh.
Goes with the harsh bonk.
Yeah, that hurts.
So finish with 36 from Obiyo. Wow.
Hot Top Volcano.
Obiyo is going for the fast try this time.
And it is incredible how consistent these two are at that out of bounds. That is a very, very difficult strategy to go for.
Giz opting for this stride, the zipper stride instead of the blue balloon. That's interesting.
When did people start that strat?
I think Obiyo started it when people were timing it and found that doing this in regular races was faster than using 0 bananas. So people started doing this. It's about 2 seconds faster consistently.
Bando started it.
Bando started? I thought Obiyo started it. I remember seeing a video of Obiyo doing it. Oh, I love you too, Pit.
Bando, 3rd place all trophy race runner.
Yes.
He is super YOLO.
Yeah, next in line.
Obiyo typically goes for some pretty crazy stuff. Some of the stuff I see Bando do is like, how do you even finish a run?
Very questionable, yeah. Going for shieldless spacebar alpha, I still don't know. I mean, maybe an ATR, but in Hundo runs, I don't know why.
Please no. Neck and neck here. This is super intense.
Yeah, into the 3rd race, no.
This is why we do Dino for races. You get to see how crazy close in skill these two guys are.
Because I just woke up, like, that's why. So
Pirate Lagoon.
only a 3-second difference so far between the runners. Wow, that's interesting.
Still very, very close. A lot of these early tracks, we probably won't see too much more of a lead. Wow, that was an insane first lap for Giz.
Why do you sound tired? Because I am tired.
I've had my coffee today, so I am.
All I've had is water. Oh, wow, with an insane second lap. Holy crap, 15.
That was insane. Ooh.
Catching up to Giz.
Finish!
53.
Christmas Island.
So we'll get to point out the crazy plank jump here that Giz just did. I've seen him shoot himself all the way to the top of the plank before, which is insane.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It's a good example of some stuff just... It decided not to lag today. Yay. Here's your reward. Or here's your punishment. Wow, I went way faster than I thought I was going to go.
And then you bonk just about everywhere. That's what always happens.
Definitely one of the plus sides to learning this game. You get to play it with music on. And one of the downsides of getting better at this game is eventually you probably will turn the music off for some categories.
Yeah. Mostly, I think 100% is the only one that I just leave the music on for the entire thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
90% at the beginning I turn it off, and Ultra Race as well. Just like the runners, you keep it off forever.
Yeah, Hundo is really good. That's often a lot of people's first complaints when they watch this game, at least with ATR and maybe a little bit of any percent, is the lack of music. But Hundo almost always has the music on, so that's one of the things that makes it such an awesome category.
Bio doing well. Giz misses the zipper. Ooh. Wow, misses the zipper as well. Wow.
That
okay.
looks so good too.
Second left's not doing well.
And gets it the third time. Awesome.
Giz gets it, yeah.
Oh. So yeah, again, Treasure Caves being super unforgiving when it comes to doing it effectively, doing it consistently every time. It just doesn't happen.
Trophy race. Everfrost Peak.
Because there's audio cues. I'd say it's nice to have the music on just because the music's really, really good in this game, so.
Obiyo Giz with not so good lap. Obiyo with a really good lap.
2050. Very fast.
Wow. Obiyo says he's only gotten a sub 20, I think maybe once, or like
I saw him get it in a Hundo run.
in the first lap.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he's very rare to get one.
One of the things that makes all trophy races such a...
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that bonk is very bad. He's finishing up. Wow, it's still 1 minute. Wow.
Even with that bonk. Jeez. Very fast. Yeah, definitely. All trophy races, if you do want to look into running this game for yourself, ATR is a great category to start with.
It's a very great beginner category.
You don't even have to win the trophy race. You can just play it and finish.
You just have to finish the race.
And it's a little bit nicer than 100%, which has 40 frame perfect tricks in it.
Yeah. So
Each of which lose 6 seconds each. Still pretty much neck and neck here. They're not. Giz is not too far ahead of Obiyo.
So I think it's going to determine in the next few tracks. We'll see.
25-23. That is really fast.
Yeah. Walrus Cove is probably my worst track ever. It's one of my worst tracks. I'm just not good at it. Like it's a bad track.
It's not a forgiving track at all. It really treats you poorly.
Both with really good times.
Ooh.
I didn't catch Giz's time, but 120 for Obiyo. It's really good.
That's crazy. Snowball Valley. We'll see how this goes. Both runners having a little bit of trouble with this both times.
And a very inconsistent drag. Oh, Obiyo. Oof. Bonks right in the corner.
Yeah, navigating through that cave is really, really tough. Trying to go through... Oh, man.
That was a really good like valley jump though.
Extremely good.
Yeah, but misses the zipper and the balloon, so...
So hard to steer with how fast you're going. Yeah, this is still a very, very close race.
40 for Giz. Wow, that's
awesome.
Frosty Village.
This track is kind of the treasure caves for snow. For Snowflake Mountain.
Or one little mess up and you just lose all your time. Or lose time. Less than 10 seconds off between both runners. It's a very Monka-esque race.
Almost done with snow here. Dragon is pretty consistent up until Big Trick, so hopefully things stay close.
Either both runners lose it or both runners get it. Let's see. I'm excited. Obiyo landing. Oh, that's one of the things in Frosty Village.
Barely dodging a spike ball. He is just dead. That was
Wow.
oof.
Obiyo almost hitting the zipper. Yeah, so that jump before the zipper in Frosty Village, you sometimes have to like dive a little bit so that you don't lose all your speed when you land. And it happened to Obiyo on the second lap. So let's see. Giz with
Still
the good-
on.
Oh, Obiyo landing in the water.
Taking a dip. Ouch.
113. My average. My kind of
Damn.
Frosty Villages.
Me too.
Pepe hands, I know.
Yeah, that's
Something to get used to.
for sure. On to Boulder Canyon here. I think Giz has a little bit of an advantage on this one.
Oh, Obiyo, where did you go?
Oof. Oh man. Wild start here.
Yeah, that's a good start for Obiyo from Boulder Canyon.
It's a good jump though.
Yeah,
Good recovery.
picks it back up. Same with Giz.
Wow, great jump for Giz. Awesome.
This is gonna be a good lap for Giz.
It's funny, there's a lot of items in this game that go pretty unused. I don't think there's actually no, there is a purpose for the green balloons in Icicle Pyramid, but
And 100%, but I think
yeah,
the
for this.
rainbow balloons have absolutely no use.
If you do come to a complete stop, you can use them to get started again. The magnet rainbow balloons, but they are pretty useless otherwise. It's funny because they always put them in like these weird, like hard to reach places, and they're not really even that great. So it's it's interesting.
113 for Giz, 117 looks like for Obiyo.
Never
Green
forget my
magnet.
magnet strats. Yeah, let's forget my magnet strats. Giz with a low 24, great first lap.
That's a good question, Beto. Bananas are increase your top speed, so a lot of runners strive to go for 10 bananas, as that is the maximum amount of banana or use of bananas that would increase your top speed. Going past 10 won't change your speed. So as you can see, a lot of runners, or in Greenwood for example, they try to get it up to 10.
It's interesting too, some of the routing that comes with bananas. In ATR, it's typically kind of the same every time, but in 100%, you have to do the silver coin races, where a lot of people will go for a relatively slower strat to get some coins, but it'll give them more bananas quicker. Yeah, and bananas are top speed and acceleration, which in the car is not too big a deal, but in plane, it can make a huge difference how fast you can actually accelerate. Giz going for the big trick.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, and he gets it.
All right.
Giz is in.
See if Obiyo follows up.
Miles going for the double balloons trap.
Lap 2.
Let's see if he gets it. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, and Obiyo misses it. I think he barrel rolled too early there, it looks like.
A little bit farther to the right than he should have been, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Too bad. But
Obiyo, oh, Giz, style points, doing the flip in the lap with the nice.
so barrel rolling in plane. Oh, that windmill.
Oh,
Barrel rolling in the plane, usually you have to hold a direction with the control stick and double tap the R button. But if you are not holding a direction and you double tap the... Oh, man. Planes.
Wow, opting to go for the single balloon.
If you're not holding the direction with the double tap R, you'll do a backflip or a front flip, which is always really shocking, and I kind of panic every time it happens to me.
If you hold forward or backwards or a neutral stick, sometimes you'll buffer a barrel roll and you'll do a neutral stick and you'll flip and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, or you're holding a direction and you backflip anyway. Like
Giz getting on the grass. That's also a common occurrence for me.
Still a really fast Momo Plains.
Yeah.
Inbounds.
140.
Oh, that AI.
Giz not having a good time in Haunted Woods. But yeah, as D-Witter said, it's very Wimble Plains is a huge deciding factor. And even Obiyo, like going for what's assumed as like a very consistent way of going out of bounds, going for 3 blue balloons, it still could scuff you, if that makes sense.
For sure. Giz heading to Space Dust. Yeah, it's rough. The most previous ATR tournament was... That's kind of how things usually ended up.
Wow, the good Honda Woods. 48, yeah, good.
Not a play.
26 for Giz, that's really good.
Ooh, and he pulls that off.
Oh, opting for the 1 barrel roll.
Playing it a little bit safe. This track is super fun to watch and also horribly anxiety-inducing.
Yeah.
When they do.
It's a difficult track to execute.
Oh, yeah. Kind of synced here.
Kind of synced here. One on the first lap, one on the final lap, but okay. It works. Giz is just 2 laps ahead. Nothing too big.
No biggie.
Wow, but almost 25 lap. Wow. Oh, Obiyo getting hit with the spaceship. Ooh.
Not kind.
That spaceship, that's also something, is the missiles in this game, in this track, and in Dark Moon Caverns, the hitboxes are just...
They don't make any sense.
Yeah, they're very questionable.
Those missiles are also seen in Spaceport Alpha, the last track with the last out of bounds. And you do have to grab a shield to make sure that you don't get shot by them, which is not fun either. Oh,
Wow, gets hit by again.
Ouch. And Diddy takes his balloon. Look, man, we know it's your game, but man.
Damn, wow, with this is why top runners go the other way for Spaceless Alley. This is exactly why.
Yeah, you almost have to.
Both runners in Dark Moon Caverns. You know, this isn't Diddy's game. I was gonna say this is TD's game, but I just messed that up, so never mind.
Obiyo with a great start here on Dark Moon.
Giz is with a good, looks like it's gonna be. Oh, Obiyo goes for loop, skip, gets it.
Wow.
Look at that.
And okay,
he-
on to the second lap.
Yep. I think he normally when you go for it, I think you're supposed to land after that lap, but
Mhm.
wow, that was very good. 30.
I don't think he expected to get it.
Yeah, because he just kept going forward, and then he waited until he voided and went back to the beginning. So, yeah, Poggers
Big
in chat
Poggers,
for
yes.
the skip. I think he's going for it again. Oh, he gets it again. 2 for 2. Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to land there.
Holy
why
cow.
That's why his lap is not so good.
We see one more Obiyo.
Lap 2.
Yeah, he might go for it again. Wow, 2 for 2. Wow, that's insane. If his first lap was really, or if his second lap was good, or his transition from his first lap to second lap was good, that would have been this probably would have been a good IL time. Goes for it again.
Still
3 for 3.
remarkable.
Still a good time.
That's
137.
a super hard trick.
I guess Patty, yeah, because most runners they go for it at the end, like on the final lap, I think, or I'm not sure, but 2 out of 3 is still very good. We were all focusing on the Giz out here, just finishing up Star City 116. About my average.
Yeah, I feel that. These future Funland tracks are extremely tough. They are very technical, very unforgiving, and getting a good time in a run on them really takes a lot of practice.
Very much so. Giz about to finish up. I think Obiyo wins in my book for style points for getting a loop skip. Giz gets out of bounds. He's gonna finish up. We've got it probably at low 24 again.
Oof. Narrowly avoiding that oil spill there for
Yeah.
Obiyo.
Oh, I'll gain
And
the
double
boost.
boost.
Not
Woo.
exactly what he wanted, but
114. The Dark Souls of racing games.
and time for Giz, I think 24:09.
2409. Is that twice in a row?
Yeah, I think so. It's 24:09 or 24:08. Probably like really close, but
Wow.
yeah, same time.
Show of consistency from Giz, for sure. Ooh, yeah, that's a good out of bounds. That was a very good.
Yeah, Bio took a very risky strat of like not holding A there, going up
Yeah,
before going out of bounds.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it's something to get used to. So Giz takes it. GG.
Good game. Obiyo finishing strong. Still a really insane show of skill from both of these runners.
Obiyo brought the hype. Yep.
Well warranted poggers for that Dark Moon.
And 24:06 or 24:05 for Obiyo. Yep.
Both, I think, both getting a 56 on Spaceport.
Yeah, that's really good.
So. All right. So, Giz is our winner for today's Sunday showcase. I think we are going to do a quick post-match interview with both Obiyo and Giz.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
So, are we going to talk about this loop skip that we decided to do in the last second?
Obiyo brought the hype with the loop
Yep.
skip.
I was like, I was pretty sure I lost the race because I missed the out of bounds and we were playing. So like, might as well go for the 3 out of 3 loop skip. Almost did it, got 2, and I'm pretty happy. I've been trying forever to like showcase it somewhere, but I always keep failing it because that's like pretty hard for those who don't know the trick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
Yeah.
happy to even got it once, but twice it's wonderful.
You littered the chat with poggers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Awesome. How's it going, Giz?
Going pretty good.
How's the race?
Was-
How did you play?
It was awful, to be honest. My gameplay was garbage. But the thing is, I was really, really shaky all the time. I don't know why. I was really nervous,
See.
and it really felt like my gameplay was really bad all the time. But yeah, that's how it is. Like, I knew that Obiyo could beat me, so I was really nervous.
But then Wilmer playing striked.
Yeah, in every race.
Every race, that's a shame. It's usually, you're gonna have one race at least where both of us will get it, but wasn't the day.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame because the races were actually really close all the time, and then someone missed the out of bounds, and then the other then that person lost.
Mhm.
So that was a shame. But I said it before the race started that Windmill Plains was probably the big, like
It was
the big decider.
It was the
And
decider.
it was.
And
so-
it was.
For every single set it was, and it was close probably throughout the entire
Yeah,
thing.
was
So
like
that's pretty good.
pulling back and forth all
Mhm.
the time. And yeah, the first race I played really badly in the beginning. Like, I was really shaky. I had like an okay Ocean Lake, I think, but then I had like the worst ending of the Fossil Canyon. Got like stuck on that rock pillar thing and lost
Mhm.
like 5 seconds, and then I missed the I missed out of bounds in Hot Top Volcano,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like, and I was like, okay, I've already lost like 15-20 seconds in Dino, and I was like, okay, how's this gonna go?
Yeah, I've just been having a
And-
lot of trouble with mid games. You were always like catching up before Dragon Forest, and then then it was Woodland Plains that I said the decider pretty much.
Yeah.
Super close up until the one big trick, of course, that always decides these races. Still, an incredible show of skill from both players. It looks like we got to wrap things up pretty quick here. So this has been the Sunday showcase for Diddy Kong Racing between Obiyo and Giz in the all trophy races category. It sounds like next up there's some Super Mario 64 bingo between Mini Corey and Sari. Enjoy that. Thank you, Giz and Obiyo. Thanks, Prac, for joining me on commentary.
Yeah, thanks for having. Hope you guys enjoyed some DKR.
Yeah,
Join
thanks
the DKR
Tuesday
Discord.
for the showcase.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.